Hey, what's up, baseball fans? Today I'm going to be doing a bit of a Diamond Dynasty guide for MLB The Show 20. Of course, the news just dropped about MLB The Show 21 being cross-platform, releasing on Xbox. So I thought it'd be cool to do a bit of a guide for a lot of new players that are going to join the community and start playing the game, specifically Xbox players that never had a chance to play Diamond Dynasty, being a PlayStation exclusive. So I'm really happy to see that it's going to grow with the Xbox family as well. Myself, I actually recently got an Xbox Series X, so I'm really excited to be able to play it on next gen on Xbox. So again, this is going to be a bit of a video more dedicated towards the newer players of the game. Players that maybe aren't familiar with MLB The Show, Diamond Dynasty, players that have never touched the game before. Hopefully this guide is helpful for you guys. I want to try to help as many people as I can. So definitely share if you know other people that would be interested in this type of content. I'm going to be doing MLB The Show 21 content, so can't wait for April. So yeah, if you guys enjoy this type of video, do leave a like. We'd really appreciate it. Subscribe if you're new as well. Like I said, I'm going to be bringing out MLB The Show 21 content. I've done MLB content in the past. I've been mostly focusing on NHL type content recently, but I definitely want to get back in MLB The Show 21 content once it drops on the Xbox Series X. And of course, it's going to drop on PS4, PS5, Xbox One as well. So yeah, here we go. Gonna get going. If you guys have any questions, leave them in the comments below. And,
hey guys,
yeah.
I'm actually editing the video and I just wanted to inform you that we have new editions of the game apart from the standard edition. So we got the Jackie Robinson edition, the deluxe digital edition, and the deluxe Jackie Robinson edition. So basically current gen is $59.99. Next gen is $69.99. So if you pre-order any of these, you're gonna get the full game. You're gonna get 5,000 stubs. If you want to pre-order the next gen version, you're gonna get 10 show packs. If you want to order the Jackie Robinson edition, it's $84.99. So you get more perks, specifically more stuff for Diamond Dynasty. So you get the PS4 game on this or the PS5 game on download code. You get early access of 4 days. You get a Diamond Choice Pack, 2 Gold Choice Packs, 10 to show packs. You get equipment, stubs, etc. You also get a physical steelbook for the game. Digital Deluxe Edition is $100. That one, these are available on Xbox and PlayStation as well. If you want to get, for example, the Digital Deluxe Edition, you're actually going to get it on the PS4 and PS5. If you're planning on getting the next-gen console in the future, you don't have it yet, you can get it on current gen right now, and it'll be available on the next gen. So as well, you get 4 days early access with some rewards for Diamond Dynasty. Jackie Robinson Deluxe Edition, you're actually going to get that hat in real life that's shown in the picture. They do this every year, along with the steel case for the actual game. And you're going to get that hat in the game, as well as different items. And so this video is specifically going to be about Diamond Dynasty, which is the main mode in MLB The Show. Of course, there are modes outside of Diamond Dynasty, such as just regular play versus computer, play versus friends with regular teams. You can do March to October, where you control an MLB team and you work your way towards a World Series title, where you play portions of games throughout the regular season. There's also a home run derby, which you can play online or offline. There is a practice mode, which I do highly suggest to do. You can choose pitching, hitting. You can choose which hitter you're hitting with, which pitcher you're facing, if it's a repeat play, what difficulty, etc. So definitely go around those game modes and play around, because it's a lot of fun. Not only Diamond Dynasty building your team with the cards, but just playing casually against the computer or against friends as well. Now back to the rest of the video.
First thing. So let's get going. Now, one thing I want to say right away is that this game is very friendly towards free-to-play players. Myself, I haven't put any money in the game at all. So 100% free-to-play this year, last year. And guys, you see I have a 98 overall team. I have it 99 if I had a few more players. So yeah, I'm going to go basically step by step in regards to the gameplay. Is a bit similar to HUT in NHL for a lot of NHL players that are on Xbox. Of course, you collect cards, compete to get packs and get cards and rewards, etc. So firstly, we're going to go into the community market. All right, so I'm going to look at the different types of cards, number one, because there's one big difference with the cards So if you go into community markets, guys, you see it's sourced by overall. A lot of expensive cards here, but let's look at filter. All right, so here's the different types of cards you're gonna have in a game. It's just the main focus is the card. So you got live series. Live series are the players that are currently playing, so their current team overall compared to how they usually play in real life. The thing with these overall cards with live series, during the actual season, cards will go up and down depending on how they play. All right, so it's similar to evolution cards in NHL. So let's say, for example, Mike Trout. All right, he's the best player in the world and he's the highest overall, 95 overall. Let's say Trout has a rough month of May. Probably won't happen, but just theoretically looking at cards, he would probably go down to a 94. Let's say that, let's take Freddie Freeman, for example. He's a 92. Let's say he's going to hit a bunch of home runs in April and May, and he's going to really dominate, be the player of the month. His overall is going to go up to like a 93 or 94, for example. All right, so a lot of these cards are going to go up and down. Why is this important? Well, it's more important for lower tier cards. All right, so cards are separated in tiers. So 99 overall, of course, is the highest. So I'm going to go down. 85 to 99 are considered diamond cards. All right, so diamonds are the best type of cards you can have. They start off at 85, they go up to a 99. 84, you go into gold. So this is a different tier. So gold cards, as you guys can see, have much less value. This is not a greatest example because a lot of these cards are basically, people are not buying them anymore because it's the end of the year. I'm gonna get into that in a few minutes on how to buy and sell cards, but just give you a basic overview. Then there's the golds. 84 to 80 are the golds. You guys can see here the golds go down to 80. So this is pretty important because during the year, if you want to invest in low tier cards, low overall, you think they're gonna go up, you buy them while they're cheap at a low overall. If you think that person's gonna do good in the year, sometimes you can invest in flip cards. Let's say they go up an overall, they get higher price. So 79, then you're into silver. So there's 5 tiers. There's diamond, gold, silver, bronze, and common. Diamonds are 99 to 85. Golds are 84 to 80. Silvers are 79 to 75. Then it goes bronze, that's 74 to 65. And then common, 64 and below. Now let's look at how to buy cards. All right, so it's gonna go into the market. Let's say I want to buy a David Fletcher card, for example. You're gonna hit buy, sell option. So this is where it's much more different than HUT. All right, in Hockey Ultimate Team, for example, using this as an example because a lot of Xbox players have been playing NHL. I played it myself a few years in HUT, but in HUT you have a bunch of different cards on the screen. You can buy them at any given price. In MLB The Show, you got the card here, and these are the buy orders. All right, so let's say you want to buy a card for David Fletcher right now. 2,649, but somebody's selling the card for this amount. All right, if I buy it for 2,649, the next person that wants it will have to pay 2,650. So it goes from less expensive to more expensive down the list. You can only buy it for the amount that's at the top, or if you want to save a bit of coin, which they're called stubs in this game, you go and you create a buy order. So let's say I don't want to spend the 2,600. I want it for 1,251 instead. You'll put a buy order for 1,252. You try to just get it a bit more expensive, and there you have to wait for somebody to sell you that card. So basically, if you don't want to wait, you can just buy it at a bit more expensive price, or you can put in an order to try to get it a bit cheaper. There's a greater price difference the higher overall the cards get. So let's say I want to go at a very expensive card, such as a Jacob deGrom. If I want to buy him straight up, somebody's willing to sell it for 135,000 there, or I can put in a buy order for 98K, but I have to wait for that person to sell it to me. So it's a game where it really helps out to be more patient. As guys can see at the top of the screen there, David Fletcher, the order has been completed, so he's now on my team. So that's how the market works. Again, if you want to invest into cards, it's a really good idea at the start of the year, or if you look at a player, if he's having a very good month. Let's say Teoscar Hernandez for the Blue Jay. He has a lot of potential. He's only 1,000. Gold cards are quick sold for 1,000 stubs flat. All right, so every type of card has a amount that they get quick sold for. Now every tier quick sells for a different amount. So golds, they quick sell for 1,000. So let's say I want to buy 10 Teoscar Hernandez cards, all right? So that would be, if I get them cheap at around 1,000, it could be around 10K or a bit more. But let's say Teoscar Hernandez goes diamond. Diamonds quick sell for 5,000 stubs, all right? So let's say I bought 10 Teoscar Hernandez at 1,000K as a gold. Let's say it gets bumped up to diamond. He would be 5,000, so I would have 50,000 stubs back. So that's a good way to invest, as there's usually roster updates. Usually it's every week or two. Sometimes it's every 2 weeks for the overall. Sometimes we'll do it just for transactions and stuff. But you definitely have to keep an eye out on their Twitter page, specifically San Diego Studio, their Instagram, San Diego Studio, MLB The Show 21's Twitter page. They will provide a lot of information. I'm going to link their Twitter page and Instagram in the description below. Usually they do live streams when they release content. With the COVID pandemic, it's going to be a bit different. It's going to be video premieres, but always look out for that, because if there's going to be roster updates, they're going to say it, etc. And usually in the home tab of the game, you guys can see here, they're going to put some news right here if there's any stuff coming. And I'm not sure how it's going to be the layout, of course, in 21. Some of this may change, but usually there's a bit of a schedule here. You can go on the shownation.com, which is awesome because you can actually buy and sell cards online on your phone anytime on your laptop. Shownation.com, you link your account, you can create your lineup, put players in and out, so that's amazing. If you're on the go and you want to sell a card or buy a card, boom, you can do it online. It has that same schedule, as guys can see, so if there's events, sales, anything like that, it will show, which is awesome. Alright, so next up, I'm going to go through quickly the different types of cards. So we went through the live series cards, which are the players currently in the game. So there's going to be a lot of different types of cards. Some may come, there may be some new types of cards next year as well. So guys can see rookie cards, so they're basically cards based on the rookie year of certain players. There's going to be breakout cards, which is based on breakout years of those players, of course. Veteran, so based on the veteran years of that player. So a lot of different types of cards. All-Star, which is based on All-Star years. So these are all basically mostly legends. Some of these are flashbacks as well. Now, award. So they have some very big series of cards. This is one of them. Award cards, which are cards for usually very popular players based on award years. Gold Glove, Cy Young, MVP, etc. So this provides a lot of variety and a lot of content with the game, which is pretty awesome there. Postseason, so postseason cards, players that did well in the playoffs. Now with these cards you can look at the stats, all right? So I'm going to go through the stats right now while I'm at it. Power maxes up at 125. So this Giancarlo Stanton card has max power. Contact is basically the size of your PCI, which is the plate coverage indicator, which I'm going to get to later in the video as well. So basically the larger the contact, the easier it will be to hit the ball. So have a bigger area of coverage where you're swinging. Vision is similar. I'm going to get to that later on as well. Discipline, I think it goes towards the check swings, where if like press the button lightly, you cancel the swing. Clutch is basically for like in a clutch position, like bottom of the ninth, gonna have a better chance to hit the ball. Of course, fielding, he has a 66 fielding, which is not amazing. 81 arm strength is pretty good, but players go up to 99 fielding. So of course, fielding, arm accuracy, all that tops out at 99. Contact, power, vision top out at 125, and the speed. So this is how you look at how good a card is. This year's game, power was very important. If you have a card with a lot of power, contact as well is pretty important. That plays a big role. How to get these cards? I'm going to go through a few different ways. The best way is moments. If you're just starting off the game, this is a fantastic way to practice, earn stubs, which are coins, and earn cards. So all of these are moments you can do. For example, welcome to moments, just basic. You start off the game, they give you some moments to play. So you have to actually play with players in the game and recreate moments in history. For example, in 2004, for example, Mariano Rivera led MLB in saves, so you step up the plate with him, you have to strike out 2 batters and you get the save. So these are great ways to get stubs, as you guys can see, and experience. So you get 100 stubs, 400 experience, etc. As the year goes on, there's more and more moments. These are inning programs, which I'm going to get to later as well, which is a big part of MLB The Show Diamond Dynasty. So all different kinds of moments. These are a tops down moment. Every week there was some cards related to the best moments of that week, the best players. And as guys can see on the side here, you get actually cards. You get 2 players from the opening weekend, 2 players from this weekend, 2, etc. So good way to get cards. Monthly awards is the same. You get every month, you get monthly awards cards. So you play those moments to get those cards. You actually got vouchers which you exchange. So I'm going to get to that in a bit. So yeah, that's pretty cool there. Now, programs. This is a big part of the game. And again, as guys can see, there seems to be a lot going on in the screen, but once you get in the game and you play for a bit, you get used to it. This just shows how much content there's in the game. There's hundreds of cards. So programs is a big part of the game. Again, every month there is a program. All right, so first inning, second inning, third, fourth, move forward. So let's look at the first inning program. So as you go with the program and you earn program stars, you get rewards. So you get packs, you get a equipment, you get an icon. As you guys can see at the top, I've got the goat icon, I got fireworks, nameplate. You can have a bunch of different ones. As you go on, you get a nameplate, a pack, you get players, and the big guys are at usually 300 stars. There's a boss pack, so you get 3 players to choose from. You can take any of these. They're sellable on the markets. You can either sell them or keep them, and then they're basically free. How you get them? You play. You can play Showdown, which is a mode I'm gonna get to in a little bit. So much to cover, guys. Missions. So you win 10 games in ranked season, which is basically like online seasons. Every month or so, roughly, there's a season where the better you do, the better rewards you'll get, of course. So you gotta win games, you gotta have hits, win certain type of card, let's say live series, home runs, strikeouts, and the guy can see the strikeout, the numbers for stars tally up. Conquest, which is basically it's kind of like a board game map where you conquer territories of the computer. This is offline. Collections, you can collect certain type of cards to get stars and moments, and as you play, as you rack up innings, you get stars automatically. So it's a great way to get those players. As guys can see, they get better as the months go on during the year. 5th inning program was probably the best because at the end of the program, you get either Mariano Rivera, David Ortiz, or Larry Walker, all 99 overall, all free. Again, you can only choose one of the 3, so you gotta make a tough decision which of those that you want. But programs are a fantastic way to earn stubs, earn cards. The 11th inning program is the latest one. It's basically an infinite program just because of they're no longer producing a lot of content because they're working on 21. So this is kind of like an infinite program. You get all the bosses again. So this is just goes to show like all it is they basically give you free. Like this is crazy, guys. Like that's why I say it's free to play. As long as you put in time in it and dedication, you're gonna have a blast. So I'm gonna go through the screens right here real quick, then I go through a few more of the different modes in the game. So this is basically the new screen schedule, new stuff they release, etc. Ranked season, so right now I'm ranked 411. I'm 91 and 63 right now, but I mean I wouldn't consider myself an amazing player. I mostly play to have fun. But these are the ranks. So you go 200, 400, 500, 600 moving forward. What's great about this is as soon as you reach a rank, you get that reward. You don't have to worry about going up and down. You stay at where you are unless you play to win or lose. All right, so let's say I hit 500 rank. I'm gonna get 30,000 XP, 5,000 stubs, and a reward pack, which is one of these cards. So I get pick one of these cards. Usually there's only a couple. This is because it's the end of the year. They just went away and put all of the cards there. But yeah, you don't have to worry. Let's say I hit 400, you get that reward right away. Let's say I hit 500, I get that reward. Let's say later that night I hit 600, I get that reward. And the main goal for ranked seasons for the best players and players that want to put in a lot of time and effort in it. I never made it myself, but World Series, once you get to 900 rating, you get one of these players, which usually go for, right now they go for 1 million stubs. All right, so these are all the big guys. You guys can see Eddie Matthews, Chris Sale, Ricky Pujols, Willie Mays, Ted Williams, Mike Piazza, all the big guys. All right, so this is ranked seasons. It's pretty fun. It's 9-inning games. Usually they last around 30-40 minutes. Could be a bit less, a bit more. Usually in the 30 to 45 minute range. Could be a bit lower if your opponent quits, of course. Showdown, this is a bit of a more time consuming mode, but it is pretty rewarding. So this goes towards team affinity, which I'm going to talk about next. Basically, Showdown is a series of moments, where you play towards an end boss. Each moment that you win, you earn perks or players. So you draft a team and then you try to get that team up to the final boss. There's a few mini bosses in the middle where if you lose one of them, you have to restart. But if you can make it to the end, you're gonna get vouchers, you're gonna get rewards, etc. It's a pretty good way to practice because it is all fine against the computer. So if you're new, very good way to practice against a computer. Battle Royale. If you guys think 9-inning games are a bit long, BR, 3-inning games. You draft a team, you only get 3 diamond, you get a certain amount of gold, certain amount of silvers. Then you go into 3-inning games. If you can win 12 in a row, you get the end reward, which is probably the hardest thing to do in Diamond Dynasty. A lot of players try to go 12-0. Basically, you draft your team, and then you go in games. If you win 12 3-inning games in a row, you get a huge reward similar to World Series. Some of these right now are going for they're going for 1 million. So usually they go for a high amount, higher as the year goes on, and they become rarer. Conquest. So this is a very fun mode to play against a computer. Look at all of these conquest maps. There are even one for each team right now. As the year goes on, there's more and more conquest maps. Events is the other online mode with Battle Royale and ranked season. So events is usually certain kinds of teams, certain amount of cards, and overall cap. So they have limitations on the teams you can use. If you get, let's say, 8 wins, you get a diamond. 10 wins, you get a diamond. And then I'm just gonna go through the event rewards. As you play the event, these are cumulative. So you can, let's say, win 5 games one day, you lose 2, you win another 5, you're at 10. You don't have to win these in a row, as long as you win these in total, and then you get cards at the end. So certain difficulties, etc. So you guys can see all the instructions are there. The events are usually like a couple of weeks each. So it's a pretty cool way to earn some wins as well. Extended plays basically like you play versus computer. You want to play with friends, you can play with your own Diamond Dynasty team with your friends as well. So these are the game modes. I went through the cards. Let's look at how you assemble your team. Alright, so this is my team I have right now. This is my endgame team. I have Salvador Perez behind the plate. Cody Bellinger at first, probably my favorite card used all year. Adalberto Mondesi at second. He's a very speedy guy. Honus Wagner, Fernando Tatis Jr., the cover boy for MLB The Show 21. Look at the card art on these cards. It's amazing. Mickey Mantle. Now, this is the next thing I'm going to talk to you guys about. The collections, because he's the big collection reward for this year. George Springer, Toronto Blue Jay. Love to see it. Ken Griffey Jr. in right. Then got the bench. So I've got Mike Trout, Buster Posey, Lou Brock, the Great Bambino, and the Childish Bambino, as they call him, Juan Soto. So basically, this is your lineup. You want to click on catcher. It's going to give you all the different catchers you have. Again, similar to HUT, if you want to change your center, your left wing, defense, etc., it's going to give you all the options. You can even go at secondary first base, so players have secondary positions, which is good. Some players are going to have a lot of secondaries. Let's say Adalberto Mondesi, he's a shortstop, but I can play him at second or third. So you guys can see here, he has 99 speed, so he's a speedy guy. So I can play Honus at second, Adalberto at short if I want. You set up your batting lineup and you got your bench. And then same for pitching, you got 5 starting pitchers. They got energy, so as guys can see, my guys are pretty low on energy. If I were to play Noah Syndergaard my next game, the other pitchers on the bench would get some rest. Same for the bullpen, so you gotta be pretty smart with who you use, if they have energy or not. That is something that is new from this year from MLB 20. So that is the team. You can also have multiple teams at once. So if you want to make a team to play against a computer, make another team to have like I made right now, all Blue Jay team. This is the Blue Jays from 2021, and I have to put Marcus Semien. The bench is not the Blue Jays, but yeah, I would have to put Marcus Semien there because they signed him. But it's pretty fun. You can make different types of teams with this, which is pretty cool. You guys can see Bo, Vlad, they're all there. So collections, this is the big thing with MLB The Show. Every year is a collection. So if you collect every single card of every single team in the major leagues, you're gonna get some rewards. So let's say I look at Toronto. You gotta collect all of the cards. Some of these were added after I collected, so it doesn't matter, like this guy here. But once you collect cards, you collect 10, you get 2000 XP. You get XP with 20, 30, etc. And then you get a card at the end. So the more good players on the team, let's say they have a lot of diamond cards, the more expensive that team is going to be, and the better the reward. If you look at, for example, in your Yankees, the rewards in 92 Jason Giambi, so they're a bit more expensive. They got quite a few diamond players, which at the beginning of the year can be pretty expensive. Like I've seen Mike Trout be over 300. Like Mike Trout for a bit was over 300k. Like these cards, some of these are pretty expensive. If you can pull these cards early in the year, you're gonna get some money out of them. I can guarantee you that. So let's say completed all the AL East, Baltimore, Toronto, Tampa, Boston, and New York. You get another reward. So you get Roberto Alomar. Once you get all of the American League collected, for example, you go into American League, so you put in the 3 American League division rewards, and you get Craig Biggio. So he was the American League reward. National League reward was Gary Sheffield, and the Major League reward was Mickey Mantle. If you collect every Live Series card, you get this incredible card. Probably the best card in the game overall. A lot of people have him on their final squad. They were able to obtain him. He really never left my lineup. He is pretty incredible. So customized team, you can change a lot with the team. You can change the uniform, pretty much customize it all you want. You can customize your logo. As you guys can see here on my cap, I got a bit of a dragon logo there. So you can customize the logo as well, like not just the uniform. So if we want to go in team logo editor, yeah, you can pretty much customize it with different shapes. I got a dragon, Moncton Dragons is my team name there. Created player, so you got a cap, all right? So this is my created player right now. He's a catcher, and you can give him equipment. So equipment is bought off the market. You can pull equipment in packs as well. So as guys can see, diamond equipment is the best. It gives you additions to your stats. So the cleats I have plus 14 speed. You can use your creative player in game, and a lot of teams have a creative player because they're so good. Let's say I want to put my creative player at catcher. I'm going to show you the base stats. It won't show the stats with my equipment, but with my equipment, have over 100 power. So just look at these stats. They're the base stats. With equipment, I have over 100 power. I have close to 99 arm strength, etc. So especially early in the year, having a creative player, maybe at a position you don't really have a good card at, would be pretty good. So you just have to do missions online, gate innings, etc. to get him there. So roster update, we talked about that. Inside Edge is actually during the season. Live Series cards will have boosted their ratings during game days. So let's say, for example, Fernando Tatis Jr. is playing versus a pitcher that he hits really well against, and he's a righty. His stats against righties for that day are going to go up. Some players can have like a plus 10, plus 15 even, or if they struggle, they may have like a -5, -10, etc. So that's something to keep an eye out for. Especially again early in the year where Live Series cards are very important and very popular. There's not a lot of other cards released. Look at that. Then standings, you can look at your stats, history, etc. So a few more things to go over, guys. Team affinity. So team affinity, every team has one. They're basically like a kind of like a program. You do missions and you gain points towards the team. So firstly, every team got a face of the franchise. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. was the Blue Jays card. And then later in the spring, early summer, we had future stars. So Kevin Smith was the future stars of the Blue Jays. Later on in the year, we got legends that were faces of the franchise. We got Tom Hankey, a reliever for the Blue Jays. So this is how you look at the stats of a pitcher. You got hits per 9, Ks per 9, which is basically like how hard are going to be to hit, how many strikeouts they're going to get. If it's going to be Ks per 9 are at 125, so he's going to get a lot of strikeouts. Based on balls per 9, it's basically your control. Home runs per 9 don't matter as much. Clutch is basically like similar to clutch with hitters in the clutch situations. Control, how easy he's control. Velocity, how hard he pitches. Break, which is movement. Stamina, of course, is a bit low because these are relievers at 30. Some starting pitchers have stamina like 100 or more. That's how you look at a pitcher. Top right, you can see his pitches. So he has a 4-seam, a 4-ball, and a slider. Pitchers have up to 5 pitches in their arsenal. So some pitchers have 5, some pitchers have 3. So moving on, and every team got a finest card at the end of this program. Lourdes Gurriel Jr. was the finest for the Blue Jay. There's a lot of way to get these players. You can do moments to get these packs. So this pack, for example, had a bunch of finest. So Ducks on a Pond pack, this pack had these cards which were extremely expensive. So this is a type of pack that has a base, medium, and a rare round. Alright, so if you want to spend money on this pack, it's a bit of a gamble. You can get either Ernie Banks, Chapman, or Adele, which were the rare round. You can get McCutcheon, Greinke, Boggs, etc. that were medium, and then base round were the less expensive cards. So such as Beach Ball pack, same things. They have a lot of these packs which are like tiers, and the most expensive tiers, the rarest one, let's say, is 1 in 4. The rare tier in Ducks on a Pond is 1 in 10. As guys can see. And then the reward pack, last but not least, this is the XP I was talking about earlier. So as you gain XP, you're gonna gain some prizes. So at the start of the year, you got all these legends. These are all the new cards, all the new players that were in the game. If you go a bit further with more points, you get one of these cards. So these are all free, but they're non-sellable. Corey Kluber, he was the best pitcher in the game this year. He has a sinker, which that was the meta pitch. Sinkers and cutters were amazing. You gotta try to look at which pitches work well this year. Follow content creators. They're gonna definitely tell you which pitches are useful as the year goes on. And then going forward with the XP reward pack, you got even some more 99. So basically, as the year goes on, you play games, you do moments, etc. You get all these different packs. So it goes up to level 100 prestige. So this basic XP reward pack goes to level 0 to 100 bronze, 0 to 100 silver, 0 to 100 gold, 0 to 100 diamond to get all of these rewards. And if that's not enough, they added an XP prestige reward pack, which is the red, which is when I am here at level 100. It's a level 100. This took like a few months to complete. And then you get all of these prizes at the end, which is pretty cool. Like this pack were all like cards that were released in previous years, so that's pretty cool right there. And of course, with the programs, there's going to be some daily missions to do. Prestige programs, so this is a lot of these cards you can prestige them. So I have the regular Fernando Tatis Jr. If you do enough online stats, you get the prestige version, which is a bit better, which what I'm trying to get right now, I'm actually pretty close. You guys can see I only need 5 more runs and 2 more RBIs, and I'm gonna get prestige Tatis. Fitting that he's the cover athlete for next game. I'm gonna get him pretty soon. So prestige is a lot of players aim to get prestige on their cards. There's a card you really like, you put in a lot of time with it, there's some good chance you're gonna be able to get him prestige if you put in enough time. Exchange, basically you can exchange like a bunch of golds for a player pack. So this is kind of like the re-rolls in NHL. Just exchange the card. My inventory, so here you go to see your players, which is pretty cool because it filters by team. And then you can go to flashbacks, which is either a flashback of current players or a legends. You have all these stadiums to choose, so you got every major league stadium in real life. I'm gonna wait for it to load, it's a bit slow. So every major league stadium is there. You got a couple of spring training facilities. You got a lot of classic stadiums. I don't know if they're going to add some in 21, which I sure hope so. So a lot of these older parks. Polo Ground is absolutely crazy, by the way. This is like 500 some feet to dead center, and only like 200 some to like left and right. It's almost like a rectangle shape. Pretty crazy part. Old Yankee Stadium, Shea Stadium, the old Minnesota Twins Stadium, etc. It's got a bunch of these. Minor league stadiums, so these are all basically minor league or made up stadiums. Some of these. The most popular one is Ship It, because it has a fantastic batter's eye and the ball absolutely flies. It's like Coors Field. You miss a ball, it's gonna leave. Like, I've seen home runs go close to 500 feet or more in this park. It's absolutely insane. This is the favorite park of a lot of people, a lot of even like top players. And as for the difficulties, ranked seasons is on All-Star. Battle Royale is on All-Star, which is where you play 3 inning games. Ranked season starts off with the lower difficulties. As you go up in ratings, it's going to go up to All-Star. If you're nearing World Series, it's going to go up to Hall of Fame. And after World Series, it's Legend. So you got Rookie, Veteran, All-Star, Hall of Fame, Legend. So I would recommend for new players especially, start off on Rookie against a computer. Get used to the feel of the game. If you're comfortable, move up to Veteran, All-Star. All-Star is where a lot of the games will be played online. So if you can get used to All-Star, you're going to be in a pretty good spot. And yeah, I think I went pretty much over everything. I know it's a longer video, but if it can help a few people, even, I'd be happy. I want to help people. Again, if you guys have any questions, leave them in the comments below. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at the Canucadian. I'd be glad to answer any questions, because I know when I first started Diamond Dynasty, it was in 2018, and it was very new to me. I was a bit lost sometimes of where to go or what to do. But hopefully with it going to Xbox, the MLB community can grow even stronger. It's a fantastic community. Follow content creators on YouTube, some amazing ones. A lot of guys that I watch like on a daily basis, and it's pretty cool. So if you guys enjoy, do leave a like. I would appreciate it. Thank you very much for watching. And as always, have a great day. Can't wait for April. Play ball.